All right, today we're going to be going over drop bag evolutions again. Now in this case, we're going to do a drop bag evolution hoisting an uncharged line. And what we're doing in this specific scenario is something like a car fire on a Division II parking garage like what we have here. We have our 2.5 laid out already in place as if we've already pulled it. We have our firefighter on Division II who grabbed the rope bag and the apartment load. In this scenario, we're going to be hoisting up and connecting to the apartment load itself. So what we have already, firefighter Mulder's got the rope bag. He also has the apartment load. He's tied off the rope bag and he'll drop it down. I'm going to tie off the uncharged 2.5, just how you saw it in the revised hose lay manual, where we're going to take either a lark's foot, a trucker's knot, or a clove hitch out in the open, and we're going to tie it around the bite. That way you'll see after we hoist it, we'll be able to do this pop method of pulling out the hose and popping off our loop that we have with the rope over the bite of the hose. So we'll demonstrate that now. Go ahead and drop it down. So as we have our rope down here, one quick method of doing this is if I already have my bite for my hose, and now I'm able to maneuver my rope as needed. Okay, so down here, my example today will just be the trucker's knot. Okay, but that's making a loop with my hand like we talked about before. Making that loop. Okay, I'll do it slower. Make a loop with your hand around your wrist. Grab on to the rope itself and then pull it through. Okay, that's a self-tightening knot just like the lark's foot. Put your bite through and then tighten up. Okay, we're ready to hoist. It would be my own personal preference that we do this just a little bit closer. So I'm going to show you one more time. Just a little bit closer to your nozzle so that you don't have this nozzle bang against the wall as it goes up the side of a building or up the side of this parking garage. So I'm going to come up a little closer to my nozzle again. I'm going to have it there, my bite available. I'm going to make my quick trucker's knot and then loop it over the bite of my hose. Okay? It's tightened up. Ready to hoist? Hoisting. Okay, we're hoisting up with that bite. My next step will be taking the tools up, whatever tools are necessary. Should it be a trash hook and irons up to where he is hoisting, and then we will deploy the apartment load together. All right, so from this point, we'll finish our evolution. Firefighter Mulder has hoisted up his nozzle. Now, after he pulls some slack from his hose, he can take both the nozzle side and the side going back to the engine. Now watch what he does. All he does is just pop out the bite. He straightens out the bite and it takes our self-tightening knot out of the equation. Okay, now he's pulling up more hose. As a rule of thumb, depending on how far we are going to need to go, one of your safest actions is pulling up at least 50 feet of supply line. The reason we want to do that is because as we anchor our hose, if we have a self-tightening knot behind the coupling, we know that it's not going anywhere. The self-tightening knot with the webbing does really well on just the hose itself, but if we have it tied behind the coupling, like you see here, behind the coupling, and then tied off to any secure point, which he has. Now when we charge this line, it's going to catch on its way back down. It's not going anywhere. Okay, now that we have 50 feet here, we're going to get it flaked out. And we're going to deploy our apartment load. So you're going to see he's going to remove the nozzle. He's going to connect it to the Y. After undoing the straps to the apartment load, he'll be able to set down the Y. He's using the swivel to make sure that it's set so that we have access to the handles of our Y. Come this way. All of our straps have been set up as we know how to do with our apartment load. Easy access to all those straps. He's pulling them all the same direction. We've set ourselves up for success by doing that. He's connected to his wife. He's going to spread out the apartment load. I'm going to make sure that I have a straight shot to my Y. He can either stand on the outside or the inside of his apartment load. If I'm ready for water at the Y, I can go over to the side of the overhang here, call for water, and then I want to make sure that I man this Y. I put my weight down over the hose and then hold these closed. Okay? I don't want to be over it like this. We're going to have a jump, a surge in pressure possibly. So I want to just make sure that I have control of both of these ball valves. Okay? And once we have water to this area, I'm communicating with my partner that he's good and ready for water.
Ready for water.
As he is, our engineer has given us at least 140 psi to the Y. I'm going to let him know water coming, and then I'm going to pop the apartment load. We're not slowly opening it, but I do want to make sure this side stays closed, and I push this side open quickly. That will expand the apartment load right around his base stance, both his feet inside the apartment load. And then we are good to advance our 100 feet or wherever we need to go within this parking garage. Again, just one technique, one tactic of doing a drop bag evolution with an uncharged hose line and then using that supply to attach to our apartment load.